Okay, so I am back. I've got a picture of Jeanri. I've changed Jeanri's hair, so she no longer matches her portrait. Unfortunately, it'll take me a little bit to add her a good custom portrait to the the game. The only portrait I really have of her is very much silly, goofy anime style. So, not realistic anime style, it's goofy anime style. I haven't touched the appearance of her mace, and her studded leather armor is still the way it looked when I put it on. It looked better than me messing around with the golden armor later. But anyway, we're going to go into the actual thing now.
Aha! You're here. Tell me, surely you have heard how our dear Misha fared in her last test.
I have had enough of your jibes, Xanos. You would have done no better.
On the contrary, dear lady, I tend to do exactly what Master Drogon asks me to do. If he says to rescue the goblin child, then I rescue the goblin child. It is not so difficult.
I somehow doubt Master Drogon would ask you to rescue anything that he didn't expect you to rob first.
You are the aspiring thief amongst us, little Dorna, not I.
But a goblin is an evil creature, child or no. How can I be expected to lend it aid? It was not a fair test of my abilities.
You are not a paladin, Jeanri. I would not expect you to understand. A creature of evil deserves no mercy from the righteous. Oh, and of course the child could not be raised differently, could it? It will always be an evil creature. This is not about you, Xanos. Besides, you have human blood within to redeem you from your orcish heritage. You humans are all the same. Sometimes I wonder just how redeeming my human blood is. Ha! Perhaps there is a lesson to learn in Master Drogon's test you have not thought of yet, Misha? You see, if I do this, it's not... The problem with these lessons is you tell them outright what the lesson is, it doesn't sink in. Some of these things they have to learn on their own. But this one is fairly important to point out because she's not on the verge of, she's outright in the midst of being racist. Granted, she does have something of a point in this universe. It is canon that the evil gods made the evil races as servants, and with less capability to resist the will of their masters, they wanted minions, not disciples. So the races like orcs and goblins and all that are less capable of free will than the other races that were made to be their own people. This is a kind of unfortunate implications that occur when you have outright eldritch abominations creating mortal races to serve their purposes. You either get the decent ones, like the good gods, that are saying, hey, we're going to make you go off and live your life, or the evil ones that say, I need an army. Let's make some drones. Okay, but there are good goblins, and the evil races do have good members, so... You shame me with your wisdom, Jeanri. Of course you are correct. It is no wonder that Master Drogon holds you in such high regard. Who cares how the dwarf regards them? I came here to learn what I can from him, that's all. I respect Master Drogon. He is a learned man and a great wizard. The rewards will be worth it in the end, I think. Okay. If such bootlicking makes one graduate faster, then I question the worth of Master Drogon's little school. Perhaps it is the school that questions your worth, half-orc. For a paladin, you have quite the mouth on you, little girl. Jeanri, I heard Master Drogon saying that your final test would be coming very soon. Do you think you are ready for it? I believe I am. You sound so confident. I wish I could say the same. Well, you know, by this point, this character has been a mother. His mother 6-7 times over and has grandchildren, and she just looks to be about 20. I bet Master Drogon will take Johnny's ring for the final test. Haha, no teleporting about for you. But Master Drogon gave us the rings to keep us safe. They've kept all of us from being killed during our training. And what better way to test if you are ready to leave than I'm doing Scottish. I apparently can't do Russian. Leave the nest, eh? What do you think of that, Jeanri? Ready to lose your ring? If Master Drogon believes it is necessary, yes. And if Master Drogon tells you to hop about on one foot, would you do that too? Aha, Xanos is weak of constitution and constantly in need of rescuing by the way. That's why he values it so highly, I think. Shut up, little dwarf. I noticed you've no lack of focus crystals to power up your precious ring. Better to be safe than sorry, I always say. Do you know what your final test will be, Jeanri? Has Master Drogon said anything to you? And the fraps numbers are covering the portraits. I wonder if I could change them to a different corner. I could probably cover this portrait, which is inaccurate anyway. No, he hasn't. I have no idea what my final test will be.
I cannot wait until Master Drogon gives me my final test. Oh, I wish I was in your shoes.
Okay.
For once I agree with the little girl. I came to Master Drogon to learn how to be an adventurer. I wish to adventure.
This is a lot like, what's Chiron's School for Heroes in Greek myths.
True. I wish something exciting would happen here at Hilltop.
Okay, now I know what Kikoski face-palmed to. Oh, I hadn't caught that. Yep, that's a cue for bad things to happen.
Do you hear that?
The sounds of battle from
Master
downstairs.
Drogon is in trouble.
Use my rings. I could use my ring. Or I could go around and steal everything, but that's not within my character. So... here we go. Wow, he's pretty powerful.
Prevail!
And...
Run while you
oh, that's right. It's not. It's a different thing than in. I'm used to Neverwinter Nights 2. Oh, that's right. You cast spells on yourself. Go, go, go!
There will be justice! Fight my attack.
Who is this person?
That's it? The little beasts are all gone? That's it? The little beasts are all gone? Then I shall see to Drogon now. I can only imagine what they did to make him fall.
Why are you purple and pink?
Poison? I cannot tell the type, but I should be able to counter it with my magic. That's it? The little beasts are all
Oh dear.
poison? I cannot tell the type, but I should be able to counter it with my magic. Hold on, good dwarf. Nothing? The poison resists? How can that be? This is no simple toxin these kobolds have used here. How could they have acquired such a poison, I wonder? And why did they come all this way, just to strike at Master Drogon? There must be an answer.
Thank you for your help, but, who are you? I find it more than a little suspicious that some helpful stranger would show up just as these little creatures would attack, eh? How rude. The lady aids us without asking anything in return. Would you repay her with suspicion? Rude or not, I'd like an answer as well. You have remarkable timing, my lady. Of course you are suspicious. I would be as well were I in your shoes. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Alea Windspear. This helm on the portrait is rather bizarre. I have been following the tracks of these kobolds for almost 2 days now. I thought it odd that they would range so far from their home caves in the Nether Mountains. I never imagined they would do something like this, however. As soon as I realized they were headed for a hilltop, I came as quickly as I could, but too late. Why were you following these kobolds to begin with? Here we go. I was just passing through this area, to be perfectly honest. It's my responsibility to take note of strange occurrences and investigate them, however. What do you mean it's your responsibility? I'm a harper, as is Drogon. You know what a harper is? Someone who interferes in the businesses of others? It's some kind of secret organization, isn't it? Aren't the harpers some kind of secret society that fights evil? Here we go. Indeed, you are well informed. Doing so has left the Hoppers with many enemies. However, it may be one of those that is behind this attack.
I believe I can shed some light on that.
Oh dear, he's still...
Master Drogon!
I can't move or I'll break the conversation.
Drogon, you live. Mistra be praised.
It was the artifacts they were after. They've stolen all 4 of them. I could do nothing.
I thought as much. How could anyone have found out you even had them? This is terrible news.
What artifacts are you talking about? When Drogon retired to Hilltop, the Harpers entrusted 4 dangerous artifacts to his care. We thought this area remote enough that they would be safe.
They were. I do not know how they were discovered.
We'll have to find out. Those artifacts are too powerful and dangerous to be left in unknown hands. Well, if kobolds stole these artifacts, we should get them back. I'm glad you agree. I won't be able to follow you, however. I need to stay here and tend to Drogon's poison. She must be a cleric of some sort. Maybe a favored soul, but I don't think favored soul existed when this game was made. Genre, my eldest student. It is up to you. It is vital that you find these items and bring them back. Are you sure, Master Drogon, if this is so important? Only you can do this. You are needed, my girl. You must have courage. This will be your final test. I know that you are ready. So much relies on you. I know you will not let me down. I cannot. Drogon! He's passed out from the pain. It's up to you then, Johnry. As he said, you must recover these artifacts before they can be put to dangerous use. I will do my best. Do you have any advice? If you need assistance, think of asking Dorna or Xanos to accompany you. The others can remain here and help guard the school. So Misha can't go. That would be me. I wish I could go with you, Johnry. You are so lucky. Misha must be really young, and she will be luckier to have the great Xanos by her side. Get over yourself already, Xanos. Johnry will pick whomever she picks. It will probably be someone she can stand. Yes, as I said, me! There is also bound to be some equipment here in the school which can help you. See if you can find some healing equipment specially. If you can't find potions, healing kits will have to do. As for the artifacts themselves, I can tell you what I know about them if you wish. It's not much, but it might help. Beyond that, all that remains is to go into Hilltop and follow the trail of the kobolds. It should not be difficult. Their passing will have been noticed, I'm sure. I will help you as much as I can, but my first duty is to keep Drogon alive. Whatever this poison is inside him, I intend to fight it. How else can you help me exactly? That depends. Is Drogon still using teleportation rings he created? You ask whether or not he gives the rings to his students. The answer is yes. Thankfully, yes. You needn't get so excited about them, Xanos. They're just rings. You keep that smirk where I cannot see it, dwarf. These rings will save our lives plenty in the days to come. The fact that you have them is good. As I recall, the ring uses the energy of a focus crystal to pull you to Drogon in the instant before death, correct? You can also use them voluntarily to return to Drogon's side. Seeing as I'll be wherever Drogon is in both cases, we can use that to our advantage. I should be able to use the connection between the ring and the spot you came from to teleport you back there if need be. I wouldn't advise jumping back somewhere dangerous, but I will at least be able to save you some time. I'm afraid there's not much more I can do to help. Do you have more crystals for the rings? No, of course not. I would imagine that Drogon has a lab around here, perhaps in his room. If you could find it, there may be a way to make more crystals. Okay. I should go get ready. Oh, questions. Tell me about these artifacts. I know a little about these artifacts, but keep in mind that anything I tell you comes mostly from memory. I wish I had more detailed information to offer. Let's see. If I remember correctly, there are 4 artifacts in total. A mummified hand, a dragon's tooth, a statue of a tower, and a mask. Why are these items so dangerous? All 4 of them have a considerable power of a malevolent nature, though we have yet to discover any application for any of this power. Well, if it's malevolent, you don't really want to apply it. The fact that the power exists could be tempting enough for some, and it's very possible that there may be someone out there who knows more about these artifacts than we do. More than possible, I'd say, probably certain. The trouble will be figuring out which artifact the thief is in fact interested in and what they intend to do with it. Considering the nature of these items, it is certainly evil. Okay, tell me about the mummified hand. It belonged to a powerful lich named Belferon. As I understand it, the hand was all that was left when he was destroyed. I remember it being said that some of Belferon's power remained in the hand. Perhaps someone is trying to tap into it. Perhaps one of Belferon's old followers wants him resurrected. Oh, lovely. If that is the case, it would be terrible news. Belferon threatened to destroy Phaedron the first time. We certainly don't need him trying again. Dragon's Tooth? Remnant of the great worm Hephaestion, a great dragon that also wielded the most evil of black arts. The dragon died long ago, but it's possible that the kobolds could have some interest in it, seeing as they are of draconic origin themselves. I have troubles believing that kobolds are the instigators of this theft, however. It's more likely they serve another, perhaps even a dragon aspiring to Hephaestion's power. What about the tower statue? I actually do not know much about that. I believe it was found in a desert tomb many years ago, and one of our wizards detected powerful and destructive magic with it. I don't know much about it, therefore it is the MacGuffin for this game. The nature of the magic could not be discerned, however, so it was put aside to be kept safe until more could be discovered about it. I have my doubts that the statue would be of use to anyone. Perhaps its theft was only incidental because it lay with the rest. The mask? That once belonged to a high priest of the Lord of Shadows, I believe, and is imbued with considerable power, but nobody has figured out how to use it. Seeing as the god of thieves rarely produces items of benevolent purpose, it was decided best to keep the mask safe and out of his followers' hands. Perhaps someone has figured out how to use the mask's power? If so, any amount of mischief could be expected as a result. Okay. Tell me about yourself. You want to know about me? Whatever for, my past is important to you. Oh, and I've run over on my timer. Okay. I'm gonna close this. Close the fraps. And... Excellent. I will tend to Drogon then. Return to me when you have discovered anything. And save. Genre has quest. And yes, by the way, I did not purposefully name her genre. That was an accident. I picked random Chinese sounding names from I think the Mystic China name creator, maybe something else, and came up with genre. In fact, I'm almost certain I used the Mystic China name creator. And
If you're here to help Master Drogon, you'll need to get underway as soon as possible. Do you need my help?
not at the moment. Okay, I already saved. And stopping the fraps.